Today I want to go over cutting baseboards, and there's a little jig that I make to show you a really quick way to accurately measure and cut baseboards. So let's get started. Okay, so I built a square box, and this is going to symbolize outside edges of walls, and we're going to do some inside edges too. And I'm going to show y'all how to use the jig that I make, and it's the way I like to install baseboards. And we're going to do a couple cuts and put some baseboard on here. Alright, so to make the jig that I'm going to use for these walls, you need to cut 4 pieces. You need to cut 2 inside corners and 2 outside corners. And since our walls are 90 degrees, and I built them like that on purpose because most walls inside houses are 90 degrees, give or take a few degrees, that's going to be 2 45-degree cuts to make your trim match up. Alright, so to make my jig, I'm going to use 4-inch pieces. I need 4 of them. I need 2 inside corners and 2 outside corners. So I'm going to give myself about 4 1/4 on average. So instead of cutting them 16, I'm going to cut a 17-inch piece right now. Mark it. 17. Cut it. Alright, so let's get started with the jig. I'm going to go to 45 here. I'm going to measure over. Got that 45. Measure 4 inches. I'm going to cut it. That's one of my outside pieces. Now I'm going to cut the other outside piece. Measure this one 4 inches. Cut it. This will actually be an inside piece. Alright. We're going to measure this one 4 inches. We're going to cut it. Back to 0 to make a straight cut. Alright, so now I got my first inside jig made. Okay, so I got the jigs made. Now you understand what I'm talking about if you wasn't following me. So each piece is 4 inches. This is an outside corner, so I wrote it so you can reference it. And they match up perfect. I did an outside corner jig. I got 4-inch inside. I wrote inside. And this is the inside corner jig. Now let me show you how that works when you put it on the wall. Alright, so let's get started. So imagine this is the outside of your wall, and you're trying to see how long you need to make your cuts for this wall to this wall. So with the template, it's really easy. Take your outside piece, you line it up till it makes a perfect 45 and everything's lined up good on your trim, and you mark a line on the back of your trim right here, and then you move to the next corner and you do the same thing. Come right here. When my boards are lined up perfect, gonna mark it. And this takes all the guesswork out of measuring, because now I can just measure from this line to this line, and that's 2 1/4, 2 feet and 1/4 of an inch. So I take the 2 foot and 1/4, and I add 4 inches on this side, 4 inches on this side, so that's 2 foot 8 1/4. And that's the cut I got to make on the baseboard. I'm going to show you how to do it right now. So we had 2 foot 8 1/4, and they're outside cuts, just as the jig says on them. So my first cut on this board will be an outside cut. So you put your saw to 45 degrees. Sorry, I had the wrong side. Line it up. Alright, I got a 45 cut here. So now you're gonna pull your tape, 2 foot 8 1/4. 2 foot 8 1/4. So I got it marked here. I'll swing my saw back around to the outside cut, and I'm going to cut it right here. Alright, this will be my first piece of trim. It's got 2 outside cuts. Let's put it on. All right, now I got my piece cut and I got my jig piece. So to install it, I'm gonna put it up, and look how tight the fit it is. The miter is perfect. Hold it right here. Then I'm gonna get my gun and I'm gonna shoot it. Now I'm gonna come around to the other piece. Check this out. Pull it up. Put my other jig on. Look how tight a fit that is. I mean, that is perfect. I'm going to shoot this piece. So if I wanted to continue running trim around this whole area, I would take this jig, as I marked earlier, and I would put it here, and I would mark right here, and then I would take my other piece, the other outside piece, and make another mark, and then measure and do the same thing all the way around. All right, so now we're going to do an inside corner, and this is how my inside jig looks. It's just an inside cut, 2 45s, and it's 90-degree cut here. It's just a straight cut. Say we need to run inside trim on this wall. This is the inside wall, okay? So if you don't have the jig, you would have to put your tape measure in the wall and have it bent right here trying to get a reading. Some people can get an accurate reading like that, but to me the easiest way is with this jig, and you just take it, you put it inside the wall right here, fits out perfect, and you mark the outside of the trim on the wall. It's really quick. Come over to the next corner, put your jig in, get it lined up, mark. Now all I got to do is come here and measure from this line to this line, and I've got 21 5/8. So we're going to cut 2 inside corners, 21 5/8. Then you add 4 inches for this side, because this jig is 4 inches, and 4 inches to this side, because this jig is 4 inches. So we're gonna have 29 5/8. We're gonna make 2 inside cuts, 29 5/8. All right, now I'm gonna cut 2 inside corners, 29 5/8. So last piece of trim I had, I already had an inside corner cut. So I want to measure from the long end of the cut. So what that's gonna be the back of the trim. So with 29 5/8. Got it marked. Set my saw to a 45. You got to pay attention when you're cutting inside and outside corners. It's really easy to get confused and put the wrong side, like outside or inside, on this board. All right, we got it lined up. There we go, 29 5/8. Let's go put it on and see if it fits. All right, I got my piece cut. Now, let's see how it fits. Here's my first piece, and here's my jig put in, and you can see how tight that fits. So I'm gonna take it. If I was running real trim, put a nail in here, and then here is my next piece. Put my jig in. You can see how tight that fits. And I'll put a nail here. So let me show you how I would mark all this out and how fast it is and efficient. All right, so if I wanted to mark the inside of these walls out to cut trim for, we'll come in, put my jig right here, mark here and here. Then I'll come around right here to this corner, put my jig in. You want to make sure it fits very tight, just like it will on the wall. Make your mark here and here, here and here. Come around to this corner. Make sure everything's tight. Mark it the same way. And we already got marks here from when I laid out earlier. So now all I gotta do is measure this line to this line to this line. And this is a very efficient way to lay out this trim and cut it really precise. I went ahead and nailed up my outside edges too. Had a bad shot with the gun. But anyway, you can see how tight this trim fits all the way around. And that's how you want your trim to fit. So you just need to be shot right there. We'll come to the inside. Thanks for watching today. I hope you learned how to measure baseboard accurate using 2 jig systems, an inside corner and an outside corner. It's the way I like to do trim. It's not the only way to do trim. I'm sure there's 100 other ways that people do trim, but it's the way that I like to do trim. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.